Good morning from the Appalachian Trail. Uh, this is actually like I think it's called Trout Run uh, Trail Head, but the Appalachian Trail is right here close. This was the easiest place for us to park. Crew's getting ready to head out, and they're going to enter the infamous Swatara Gap. And they say this is truly where Rocksylvania begins. So they will confirm or deny that, but there's Sour Patch with my dog tags. He's on trail and getting ready to head to trail. And but it is 6 o'clock this morning, and we're trying to get him out to beat some of the heat. The heat is supposed to be close to 100 degrees today. So figured if we could get them on the trail earlier, and especially get going through some rocky areas, so it'll slow them down a little bit. They're going to try and do at least a 10-mile section today before it gets too hot. And then we're probably going to look to get a hotel, because the only hostel close to here, the only building that they have is cots on an outside tent, and if it's 99 degrees, you're not going to get much sleep there. So I told them, I said, let me get a hotel room so that you guys could at least get some sleep and rest, and then hopefully the next couple days it's supposed to cool off. So there's the crew. They're getting ready. And Mosey, Steady, I think, has already stepped out onto the trail. She likes to get going and head north. So yeah, they're headed north today into Swatara Gap, and everybody has told us this is where truly the rocks begin. They'll update me later today. It's not a section that, because of my surgery, I feel comfortable doing any walking in, because if I'm going to have to step over and around and up through rocks, just probably not a great place for my surgery stitches to be exposed to the stress. So we'll see, but I'm going to try and get some miles in at some point, and I'm going to meet him up the trail, and maybe I'll walk back until I run into too much rocks, and then oh well, and that'll be the end of my day. But at least I can support them by getting them where they need to go. So for now, dog tag out. There's the part of the crew, 2 of the 3. So, and off for another day of adventure on the AT. So thanks for everybody's support, and you all be safe, and share, like, do all those things that you might do on a video, even though my videos aren't going to be much fun because there's not as much trail activity. But I kind of feel like I need to keep you updated on what the dog tags are doing. So, and Sour Patch is carrying them, and they're continuing to head north. So we'll see y'all later. Dog tag out. Okay, dog tag's here, and I'm not really sure where I'm at, but look, trail magic. He's setting up to get ready for the hot day. This is Jay-Z. He is a former thru hiker. He says he's giving back to the trail. And Steady had called me and said that there's pretty flat sections along here that I could probably walk in. So I'm gonna hike a little south, check it out, and then I'll come back through, maybe grab some trail magic, and then head north for a little bit until I run into the old nasty rocks. And but for now, dog tag out. Well, good morning from the AT, June 25th, special day. My daughter's 21st birthday. Happy birthday, Miss Sarah. Sorry I'm not there for your party. Of course, the party's Saturday, but miss you guys, and life really starts now, sis, so enjoy every day for what it's worth. So, but DogTag's back out here. My family's off and running north for another 10-12 mile day. They will go over 1,200 miles on the AT today. Pretty incredible accomplishment. So that is south on the AT. So I'm gonna actually walk maybe a mile south and then come back a mile, and then I will head north a mile or so and come back a mile, just putting a few miles on the trail. So morning, brother.
How are you?
So for now, a lot of hikers are trying to get early miles in on the trail because of the heat. Yesterday it was pretty hot. So today it's supposed to be hot, but they're calling for maybe some late evening showers. So, and then that's supposed to start cooling the trail off a little bit. So for the next week, they said it's supposed to be in the 80s, which is still warm for hiking, but a lot better than the 90s that we've been having this week. So I need to get moving, do a few miles, just so I can feel like I'm back part of the trail again, and get some videos so that you guys aren't bored looking for DogTag's videos. So for now, DogTag out. So June 26th, DogTag here, back on the AT. I'm back in Duncannon, Pennsylvania. Family's walking south for the day, and I needed to run back here and just stop in. And I stayed over here. When I was here in town, I stayed there at Kind of Outdoorsy. And, you know, so I was able to come back, and I forgot to get some pictures while I was here of Duncannon. So one thing that's really impressive about Duncannon, a lot of veterans, and of course I did an earlier video when I stopped by the American Legion and the VFW over on the other side of town. And so, you know, but here they just have a whole lot of veterans in this town, and this town is just has, you'll see here in a second, you'll see the banners that they have, and they're all up and down the street here in Duncannon. And we've noticed it in a lot of these small towns where they really seem to recognize their veterans up here in the north. So, but this hotel right here, that's the Doyle. It's quite, they said hikers have been staying at the Doyle since the 30s. We didn't stay there, but I just wanted to make sure I got a picture of it. So, but today DogTag's going to do some trail magic, in the sense that I went by the church to drop off some freeze pops that the Tramley stayed at the church down there, the Assembly of God Church, and we put some freeze pops in their freezer for other hikers. And but one of the hikers that's there, he's in desperate need of a package that was mailed to Port Clinton, which is north of here. And it's actually where the family's going to be tomorrow, but he desperately needs this package. I guess it's got his shoes and stuff in it, and he's pretty much walked out of his shoes that he is. So he had asked if I'd take him in on Friday to the post office. I said, why don't you just give me your ID and I'll run get it today, and you can have them today. So about an hour drive from here, but I just kind of feel like it gives me a sense of importance where I'm able to help other hikers on the trail. So so that's my mission of the day, is to run into Port Clinton, grab his package, bring it back here to Duncannon, and then I will do a little walk later today, and then I'll pick up the family. So, and then we'll head north. So for now, I'm going to say DogTag's out, and I need to get headed back on the road. So we'll talk to you all later. DogTag out. Well, DogTag here. I'm in Port Clinton, and this is a pretty unique building, barbershop. I had some time to kill, so I thought I'd get my hair cut, and met this nice young man right here. He's a former Marine. We won't hold that against him, but you know, they do music here in the barbershop as well, so it's kind of cool. Tomorrow he said they're gonna do a little music thing tomorrow afternoon. Up there, live music.
Rock and Roll Hall of Fame guitar player will be here.
Yeah. So yeah, you know, where else can you get your hair cut and listen to live music? Only in Port Clinton, Pennsylvania. So for now, DogTag needs to go pick a package up at the post office, and until then, DogTag out. Well, it is June 27th, DogTag here on the AT, and the crew is off and running. They've got about a 17 mile hike into Port Clinton. That's where we stayed last night. We stayed at the town pavilion. They have a pavilion there that they opened for hikers, where you can stay under shelter and stuff, donation based, but We had planned to stay at a shelter on trail, but we had heard there were going to be a lot of people there. So we just decided, hey, we have the ability to drive. So we went into Port Clinton, got to go to a Chinese buffet. Steady has a thing for Chinese, so whenever we can find Chinese buffets, we try to hit them. Yesterday I wasn't feeling too good. When I went into Duncannon, I got an ice cream, and it just sat really heavy on my stomach for a while. And then to go to the Chinese buffet and put Chinese food on top of that, I was miserable for a while last night. But then once the bowels got moving, I felt a little bit better. Was able to sleep. But everybody tells me that this section back here, I could probably hike for a mile before I get into too big of rocks. But I'll tell you, what a temperature change. 90 plus. It was almost 100 2 days ago. And right now I'm in short sleeves and I'm kind of chilled. So I need to get moving. I mean, I think it's in the 60s right now. So great day to be walking. But like I said, I can't do big walks. So I'm going to just do about a mile out until they said that you'll run into some big rocks. And so then I'll turn around and I'll head back this way and at least get a couple miles in today. Not doing crazy miles. Everybody's been worried about me hiking. All I'm doing is getting out and stretching my legs at least a couple miles each day. The plan for today is they're going to go into Port Clinton. They're going to stay at the pavilion again tonight. As I mentioned in one of the earlier videos, it was my daughter's birthday 2 days ago, and I can say this now because it won't be posted before her birthday. But she has a birthday party on Saturday, and I'm gonna drive home to Virginia and surprise her for her 21st birthday. So just think it's the right thing for a dad to do. So, but for now, DogTag needs to get walking. I'm gonna walk for a mile. It's kind of spritzing like it wants to rain, so I don't have my rain gear with me, so I should go get it out of my pack. But if it starts raining, I'll just head back to the vehicle. So until then, for now, DogTag's out. And we'll talk to you all later. Be safe.